Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy says Russia has triggered, quote, the largest man-made environmental disaster in Europe in decades after a major dam and power station blew up in southern Ukraine on Tuesday. The Kremlin has denied claims it had anything to do with the attack, instead pointing the finger at Ukrainian forces. Heavy flooding from the dam has already forced thousands of residents in the surrounding areas to evacuate. Officials are also monitoring whether the nearby Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant is at risk. CBS News' Deborah Potter reports.
The blast smashed through the dam wall, causing a massive breach as one section collapsed completely, sending torrents of water surging towards the southern city of Kherson, less than 50 miles away. Homes partially submerged, some even floating away, and once fertile agricultural ground now a soggy wasteland. The flooding has forced the evacuation of thousands of people. Some fled under fire, others scrambled to protect their animals, like Tetiana, who frantically searched for her pets, begging one dog not to drown and searching for others in her waterlogged home. The dam holds back a reservoir containing about the same volume of water as the Great Salt Lake in Utah and is important for the safe running of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, which is also Kremlin-controlled. The United Nations Atomic Energy Body says that plant is safe for now. But Ukraine is furious. From official outrage in Kyiv with President Zelenskyy accusing Russia of a brutal war crime, to anger and loathing in Kherson. We were under occupation for 9 months, said Irina. Now we have been flooded by these wretched occupiers. The Kremlin denies any involvement. What both sides can agree on is that this has triggered an environmental disaster, endangering crops, drinking water, and an entire ecosystem, and a humanitarian crisis for the people of Kherson, who endured months of Russian fire only to be chased from their homes by rising water.
White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby says they're assessing reports that Russia is responsible for the blast. And while they cannot say conclusively what happened yet, John, what is clear is that the damage to the Ukrainian people and the region will be significant.
Deborah Potter in Kharkiv, Ukraine. Thank you. And joining us now is Suzanne Loftus. She is a research fellow at the Quincy Institute's Eurasia program. Suzanne, how do you sort this question about whether it was the Russians or the Ukrainians, and what should we keep in mind as people understand who would be motivated to do this?
Well, it seems a rather unusual move for either side. I mean, why would the Russians want to prevent the supply of water to their own regions that they're currently occupying, or to Russian-controlled Crimea? And why would the Ukrainians want to flood their own land as well? It just seems like it's not particularly in anyone's interest to do that. So I'm having trouble placing the blame on one actor or the other right now. And I think we should be a little bit more cautious about who we attribute the blame to at this moment.
Precisely why I asked you to try to untangle that. So one thing that did strike me, though, is that President Zelenskyy, back in October, basically said Russia would try to go after the dam. Now, I'm familiar with disinformation and misinformation, but do you have any assessment of why it might have been strategically beneficial in some other way, even notwithstanding what you just said?
Yes, well, Zelenskyy has said that the Russians have put mines on the dam and that it was inevitable that at one point the dam would be destroyed. And to think of a possible reason why the Russians would do this at this moment is probably to slow down the Ukrainian counteroffensive in order to buy time, in order to regroup, and to basically, it kind of demonstrates that they are not quite ready for it and that they don't have very good prospects for the future.
Now that it has happened, do you think it will materially slow down the counteroffensive that the Ukrainians have launched?
Well, in that region, probably yes, because there's going to be, and there already is, intense flooding and natural consequences, environmental disasters. There's going to be flooding everywhere, and the crops might be destroyed, and the water will be contaminated and polluted. So it's probably not going to be the area where the biggest counteroffensive move does take place. But down the line, it wouldn't be a long-term problem. Let's put it that way. It hinders the counteroffensive now, but down the line, it wouldn't.
And you mentioned that the Russians might have been motivated to do this because they're not ready to handle the counteroffensive. Is that your assessment of their military posture at the moment? How are they in this fight?
If I have to come up with a reason for why the Russians would do this, which I think is not strategically sound for them in any way, the only thing that would make sense is to slow down the counteroffensive because they're not currently prepared to deal with it in that particular area.
All right, Suzanne Loftus with the Quincy Institute. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.